Third debate strategy. Okay, next debate, third debate. ABC News alongside Univision. All right. Third debate's happening tomorrow. Oof, I am so excited for it. God, I am so excited for it. Whew, I've been looking forward to this for a little while. I do not know how andrewyang is going to be. Honestly, I don't really care. It's yet another opportunity. It's not the be-all and end-all. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard is not even going to be in this debate, and she ain't going nowhere, okay? So as long as andrewyang isn't disastrous, and by disastrous I mean, if he messes up on the math, if he tries to do some math and he messes up on that and the numbers don't add up, that'll undercut his position a little bit. And if there's anything bad that happens with andrewyang, you can bet he's going to get some media attention for that. Hey, andrewyang, I thought you wanted some media attention, huh? What about your gaffes, huh? You made some mistakes, can't do the math? We're going to talk about you all week. There, you got the attention you're looking for, so it could be disastrous, but the yanggang will still be with him, I think. Yanggang will still be with him. All right, I just want to talk strategy here. All right, this debate. So I went to go check out the 2015 Democratic primary debates. Back in 2015, ABC had the third debate, I believe, again. And I just wanted to see what it was like. Were the moderators fair? What types of questions were they asking? That debate was all about specifics. Okay, they really hammered the candidates and asked them for specifics. It wasn't just rhetoric. They weren't just accepting flowery language. They were looking for specifics, and they dived deep into those specifics. So I think andrewyang should be prepared to give specifics, and the specifics I want him to go deeper on UBI. Go at least one more level deeper in UBI. Just explain how it connects to more. Yes, it relieves your stress. Yes, it gives you more flexibility. Yes, it allows you to be more mobile. It creates a more dynamic economy. But go deeper than that. There's something else. There are other things to talk about when it comes to UBI, especially as it relates to major issues. So, like government bloat and corruption, right? Both sides, the Republicans really hate government bloat, right? All the money that government spends is how dare they? It's not their right to spend it. You're giving more money to the government. It's not right, okay? UBI addresses that. UBI addresses government bloat because if you deal with if you give people directly the money, then you deal with less administrative costs, and then you can and that will help. I'll talk about the entitlements in a second here. And then corruption in politics. You give more money into the pockets of the people of America, the citizens of America, and then corruption has a harder time keeping going because people are now able to do things. Right, $1,000 a month for every individual. That's like giving millions of dollars to organizations that fight corruption, because all those people will get money, and all the people who support those organizations will have more money to donate. So if you want to fight corruption, there are advocates out there, there are people fighting out there, and now they're going to have a population have the resources in order to contribute to that. Entitlement reform, right? Entitlement reform. I know it's a little scary. Some people think of UBI as a Trojan horse to get rid of entitlements, but really, if UBI works so well that entitlements go away, is that such a bad thing? The economy does better. People have more money in their pockets. Then less people on welfare, less people on food stamps, less people are needing these entitlement programs that take a lot of money. They take effort. They take bureaucracy. They cause stress, right? Get rid of those entitlements and replace it with $1,000 a month. That helps everyone. I want America to be a society where welfare really isn't needed for very many people. You don't need so many entitlements because people can take care of themselves. And when you give people $1,000 a month, they're going to be able to build businesses, create jobs, and create dynamism in the economy where everybody will do well, and you'll need less and less welfare. So many more people on social assistance, so many people are on the government dole now, on welfare now, than ever before. That's not good. That's not a good trajectory. About half the country. So getting rid of entitlements, I don't think it's a bad thing. No, you don't want to do it overnight, and you don't want to just leave people in the lurch. But slowly over time, UBI will help that atrophy, and that's good for the conservatives need to hear that, because it's going to help his issue with electability. I'm going to talk about that later. Helps with crony capitalism. People that are against capitalism. You don't have capitalism in the United States, okay? It's corporatism, it's corporate welfare, it's corporate socialism. You don't have capitalism. You're like, I hate capitalism, it's destroying our society. You don't have capitalism. It's mucked up. It's not right. The money isn't flowing. The system is too corrupted. You don't have capitalism. You have crony capitalism, and UBI helps undercut that. UBI helps get rid of that. He should talk about that. It's major issues, right? He's not. I don't think he's against capitalism. But if you if you say you're a capitalist, like for the primary voters, it's like, oh, you're so terrible. You're so terrible. Socialism is the way. Democratic socialism or socialistic democrat or whatever the term is. It's like, no, man, capitalism has been responsible for raising the most amount of people out of poverty. But not this capitalism, not the capitalism you have today. That's crony capitalism. It's all mucked up. And UBI helps solve that. I want him to talk about that. What else we got here? Criminal justice, right? We want criminal justice reform. Look, my mother told me that an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. I think she's right, right? And criminal justice is like, oh, we got to get people out of jail. But you got to help the family. You've got to help people before they get into trouble. You got to remove the reason why people commit crimes and do the things that they do in order to get money. That helps criminal justice. That helps the population in prisons to go down. Not because you just release people from prison, but because you make it so that the environment is conducive towards civil living, where people aren't committing crimes, where they're not in the prisons. So it helps. UBI helps with criminal justice. Let's talk about that. UBI helps with charity. You know, he talks about, hey, you have UBI in this town. That's like us injecting millions of dollars into your town. But if everybody gets UBI, that's like injecting millions of dollars into charities, because charities get donations. And if people have more money to donate, that's like giving money directly to charities. Entrepreneurship. You talk about entrepreneurship. The future are going to need more entrepreneurs. More people are going to have to create their own businesses and do their own things. Entrepreneurship. And now with the power of technology, the way it is, more and more people can be entrepreneurial. More and more people can do it themselves. More and more people don't have to rely not even on a job in order to live their life. They can create their own jobs and move forward. Now with the rising billions who are getting online, the market that you have available to you is so great. If you want to sell muffins and cookies, if you want to sell artifacts and change and necklaces, there's going to be enough people for you to sell to. There's going to be enough people online for you to sell to. So entrepreneurship, being creative, doing your own thing, starting your own careers and your jobs. It's time for Americans to solve their own problems. And with $1,000 a month in their pocket, advocates, people like you who care about making the world a better place, who care about improving their government, are going to be able to start organizations, start your own media enterprises, start your own things, because you'll have capital and the people watching will have capital in order to support you. Gosh, entrepreneurship, more entrepreneurship. UBI helps with that. It's time Americans solve their own problems. You gotta give them the ability to do that. Helps with job creation. More entrepreneurs means more job creation, more places for people to work, higher paying jobs. Preventative care helps lower healthcare costs. I know he talks about that. But dive into those details, those specifics. Now, lastly, I want to say, not lastly, but on this point here, when it comes to this debate, it's in partnership with Univision. So there's going to be a lot of talk about Hispanics and the Hispanic community, I believe. So he should definitely have something for Hispanics. He should be ready for something like that. And the thing is, Hispanic issues, you know, what was it I going to say? Yeah, the Pew Research Center says that Hispanics and Asians are turning out like never before. That they are becoming a huge, powerful voting bloc. Now, does he really have to go after the Asian vote? I hope he has a lot of that in the bag. I know it's not right. It's not right to say you should just vote for him because he's Asian. You should not just vote for him because he's Asian. But if you're Asian, it kind of helps. Look, man, people weren't shy of saying, I'm black, I'm voting for Obama. All right? There's no shame in that. You vote for people who are like you because you believe that culturally you're the same, that in terms of the values and the principles that you hold, you'll be similar. But the Hispanic vote, he can court them. He can court them by dealing with the issues that they care about. In small part, I'll say illegal immigrant fears, right? Concern about illegal immigration. Well, UBI helps with illegal immigration. How does it help with illegal immigration? Well, illegal immigrants come in and they say they're taking our jobs. Now, of course, he says it's automation that's taking jobs, but they're taking our jobs. Well, if you have more entrepreneurship and more jobs being created and more people working in and getting higher paying jobs, then they don't care about the lower paying jobs. Then you can have immigrants, even illegal immigrants, because they're going to be there, they're there, who can do those jobs and it won't hurt you, it won't make you feel bad, right? And so those fears, illegal immigrant fears go away. The illegal immigrant problem might not go away, but the fears of those illegal immigrants will go away. One, they're not getting the universal basic income, right? They're not going to get that. They might be able to go to the ER room. They might get their kids in school, but they're not going to get universal basic income. So that makes you feel like, oh, I'm a citizen. I get $1,000 a month. These illegal immigrants, although they're involved in our society, they're not getting universal basic income. So I feel like more of a citizen. I feel like there's a place for them. So I think the fears would go away because you create more jobs, and then the lower jobs can still be done by illegal immigrants. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not a politically savvy. I'm just giving you my opinion here. Remittance. So much money. People who live in the United States, especially immigrants who come here, migrants who come here, they send money back home. And do you know that the money sent back home is called remittance? Remittances. Money that gets sent back home, that rivals international aid. Money sent directly. I remember watching a TED Talk saying you can donate to charity or you can send money directly to people who are in need in these developing countries. And it's better to send money directly because percentages don't get removed because of organization. Percentages don't get lost because of corruption. The money gets sent directly. And so you have $1,000 a month in your pocket for all the citizens, all the migrants that are here legally, all the legal citizens here in the United States. They're able to send more money to the people who they care about, and that helps the world. That helps the world, and I think that would help the Hispanic community because they probably send a lot of money back to their families. Conservative issues, Hispanic. They care about conservative issues like family. They care about the family unit. They come from that culture. They care about the family. I know everybody cares about the family, but they really care about the family. And having $1,000 a month helps that family. It helps the family be stronger, less stressed, less reliant on what's going on in the world, on other things. So I think it helps. I think when you're talking about Hispanics, you're making the family stronger. Helping your grandmama. All right. Why do we want Yang to win this reality TV show? Okay, people are like, hey, he should be sensational on the debates. He should go after people. He should whack, whack, whack. He should say something crazy. He should call himself John Yang. It's like, all right, I think it'd be funny and sensational, but do we really want him to win the reality TV show? I mean, he called it out, so now he's got to play that game so he can win. I don't want him to play that game. I want him to create the new game. I want him to use logic and reason. Not sensationalism, logic and reason. You want to listen to him speak and go, wow, he sounds different than everybody else. He's not just trying to get one up. He's not just trying to get attention. He's trying to solve the problems. If he comes out with some zinger or some attack, who cares? Then the next person's going to do their zinger and attack, and then the next time it'll be lost. But if he uses the opportunity to speak and communicate reason and logic, then people are going to hear that and go, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't want him to win the reality TV show. How he wins is important. It's not enough that he wins. He has to win in a way that is homogeneous with his values, with his principles. He has to win with his principles. All right. Sensationalism is not the way. Reason and logic is the way. Trump cannot compete with reason and logic. I mean, Andrew Yang has said as much. He can't compete with reason and logic. If he's sensational, Donald Trump could beat him. If he's reason and logic, he can't be beat by Donald Trump. And he can't be beat by the other candidates. The other candidates, most of them can't beat him with reason and logic. The guy's a problem solver, man, not a politician. All those other ones are politicians. This guy is solely focused. So while they're trotting out their talking points, he's going to be explaining to the American people. And if he explains to the American people, that will help him stand out. And if he does go on the offensive, let him attack ideas, not people, not the candidates themselves. Look, the moment he mentions a candidate on that stage, they get to speak. The moment Andrew Yang mentions the candidate on stage, they get to rebuttal. Why give them that opportunity? Just talk about the idea. A federal jobs guarantee and explain why that wouldn't work. Free college, explain why that doesn't help most people. Talk about the idea, attack the idea, Don't attack the people. Don't even mention their names. There's no point in mentioning their names. The moment you mention their name, you give them more airtime. And if it's somebody that the media already wants to give airtime, now you're just doubling their time. Just talk about the ideas. If he's going to attack anybody, let him attack the media. Okay? Let him attack the media. I don't know if it's a smart move. The media might be against him, but I think they kind of already are. So if he has to attack something, if he's looking for something sensational, don't go after the candidates, go after the media. People love attacking the media. And don't complain about the time. How much time he gets to speak and complain. I've seen other debates. Excuse me, I haven't had a chance to. Just use the time that you get, okay? Don't expect a bunch of time. Just use the time that you get. Don't waste your time saying, I haven't had time to speak. Excuse me, I haven't. It's just pathetic. I know it's not right and it's not fair, but it's an unfair system. And in that system, if you just whine and complain about how much time you're not getting and how it's not right and blah, 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 it won't matter. I see Andrew Yang, I think he knows this. He doesn't complain about the time he gets. Even when he got that 2 minutes and 30 some odd seconds, he didn't complain about it. He's like, I thought I got my message out. I was there to introduce myself to the American people, and I think we got that job done. Okay, don't complain. You don't want people to be tuning in and what they hear is, why am I not getting enough time? Why am I not getting enough time? It might be true, but, unless you're on his side, you're just going to be like, well, why isn't he getting more time? I guess he's not good enough. I guess he's not worth listening to. Oh, who else should I listen to? All right, so if you're going to attack the media, but don't complain about time. It'll make you kind of look pathetic, I think. It's not fair. I know it's not fair, but it's what it is. He should bring up celebrities, not candidates. Bring up celebrities. Quote Whoopi Goldberg. Quote Elon Musk, quote Jack Ma, bring up politicians, bring up celebrities. You're trying to get LeBron James hashtag trending. You're trying to get Gary Vee on board. Like, quote those people, and that will get their attention, right? On Twitter, you guys at celebrities all the time in order to get their attention. Well, if Andrew Yang says their name on stage and quotes them and talks about what they've talked about, then he's going to get a lot of attention. Maybe not in news media immediately at first, but he'll get attention in entertainment media, and that's what he needs. He needs growing popularity. Donald Trump had all this popularity in traditional entertainment media, and he brought that over into the news media realm. Andrew Yang needs to get more popularity in the entertainment world. Let him talk about those people. Let him bring up those ideas. And that's what people are not really talking about. That they're, this senator and that congressman and this or that. And it's like, do most people even know who those people are? No! I watch politics. I don't know half the names that they say. But if you want, that's the time he should bring up celebrities. Don't bring up candidates. Don't bash candidates. Bring up celebrities. Bring up their names. Talk about them. Find out what they care about. Find out what they've said, and then quote them on stage. I think that'd be powerful. All right. So before we get to the end here, I'm going to say that electability is the issue. He has to show that he's electable. If he can talk about anything in the debates, let him say how electable he is, right? Let him prove by the numbers, but also with reason and logic, why he's more electable. He can appeal to both sides and independents. That's the key. Joe Biden doesn't appeal to both sides. Joe Biden appeals to people who want things to go back to normal, who want things to quiet down. Andrew Yang will appeal to people who want things to be different, who are looking for change on both sides. All right? Electability, that's the issue here. That is the top subject. If he's not going to talk about UBI, let him talk about electability. I can beat Donald Trump. I love when I hear him say that. I love when I hear Andrew Yang say, I can beat Donald Trump. In that, I think it was CBS interview, he says, I'm the guy to beat Donald Trump. And I wanted to bring up that whole thing that he used to talk about where he said Donald Trump, the person he was afraid of, at least according to Donald Trump, is somebody coming out of the blue. And he should bring that up. He should say that because he's that guy. I think that was the first thing I heard from Andrew Yang. And I was like, this guy, he's got my attention. Electability. And then, so ABC, I believe this time around, unlike CNN, unlike MSNBC, NBC, I believe that ABC will allow Yang to speak. I think they're probably paying attention. They don't want the bad news, the bad media. They will let Yang speak, but they'll probably ask him very difficult or even unfair questions, questions where you twist the words around so it sounds bad just to begin with. So I think he will get time to speak. But it's going to be challenging. They're going to be poignant. They're going to be cutting into him. I think that's what he should expect. That's what we should expect. So It might be a little bit of trouble for him today. It's 10 candidates, I believe, on stage all in one night. So now he's competing with more people speaking, I believe. I can't remember. Anyway, it's 10 people on stage. I wish there were less, but expect him to get questions. They're going to say, hey, we gave him time to speak. But when they give him time to speak, they're probably going to give him some hard things to deal with. So I think he can do it. Just I think we should be prepared for that.